She was the best placed woman pilot in the 2023 Advanced Level World Championships, and then last year she won the British International Open Aerobatic Championship, becoming British National Champion and the first British, or in her case Franco-British woman, to stand on a mixed international podium with an FAI medal. That's the Fédération Aéronautique Internationale, the world governing body for sport aviation, including aerobatics. Rolling in the vertical, but then a few turns of a spin, a 4-point hesitation roll showing us the very crisp handling of the extra, as Mélanie then pulls vertical once again into a half loop with a series of knife edge tumbles at the top. Two and a half turns of that, a figure often referred to as a roulade. Pulling vertical once again with a hesitation roll on the way up. The speed once again bleeds off. And here she descends into a knife edge spin. Rolls there, heading towards you, descending slightly in a turn through 180 degrees back onto the display line, multiple further rolls, and then a hard 90-degree negative G turn, heading into a vertical climb, which I expect to terminate in a negative flick eventually. Exiting inverted, again very, very uncomfortable for her. Continuing into and through the vertical. And a complete outside loop described there before heading back away from us. Inverted again, and once again pushing up, remaining inverted. Ouch, that looks very uncomfortable indeed. A flick roll at the apex. Hesitation roll, an upward 45-degree line, followed by a tumble, and now that excellent power to weight ratio comes into its own as Mélanie brings the extra 330 into effectively a hover, very nose high. Isn't it easy to see why she's won all of these titles at competition level, but also gained such a reputation on the international aerobatic display circuit as well. A lot of use of negative G in this display, as in this descending outside turn. bringing the aircraft round now, back onto the main A-axis, parallel with the main runway. And showing you both the upper and lower surfaces of the extra as she passes by. Back past you, giving you an excellent view of Mélanie in her cockpit. Do show your appreciation as she goes from knife edge one way to knife edge the other. Quite apart from being an ambassador for Aerobatics, Mélanie also represents an organisation called Elevate Her, the aim of which is to encourage more young women to get into aviation as a career or indeed as a hobby. And she's doing so very well indeed around the International Airshow circuit, with several appearances at British displays this year, having given her first British Airshow performance last year at Sywell, and great to see her spreading her wings further on the circuit. Climbing to regain some height, putting the smoke back on, powering up and diving back in towards the display line. This on what we call the B-axis, at 90 degrees on to the main A-axis along the runway. Pulling up, really showing us the power of the extra with multiple vertical rolls, transitioning into an upward tumble and then a spin turn at the top and descending back down towards the display line. Amongst so many other accolades, Mélanie in 2016 became the first woman to compete in the very famous Red Bull Air Race World Series, with multiple podium finishes to her name and a victory at Indianapolis, no less, at the famous Indy Motor Speedway in 2017. This aircraft very much at the cutting edge of the modern unlimited aerobatic art. An extended rolling tail slide. Coming towards the end of an absolutely exceptional display of individual aerobatics here. Hesitation there on a diving 45, onto the A-axis again, pulling up. A series of rolls, and then a brief push into negative G, and again hanging it on the prop. Back in, you can see now at slower speed to come back past you, and another very impressive knife edge pass. Reversing again to show you the upper surfaces and your chance to give her a wave at this end of the crowd line as she passes by. A further vertical roll. Such a varied display of different figures, but interspersed with these nice low, close passes. high speed and low level, and a brief wing rock down the line to finish her display. Well, what about that? Or not quite finishing her display. A further series of wing rocks, a further flick roll, and that does now complete her display. She's just told air traffic